poor play, then responded to questions about their effort, saying, quote, "We're in the NFL. You don't expect guys going full speed for 70 plays. That's not possible." Shannon, does he have a point?
No, he ain't got no point. And if I'm Mike McCarthy, I cut him. He can't say that. Skip, you don't go hard, but there is an expectation level that you do go hard for 70 plays. Skip, I remember Randy Moss said something very similar. He was crushed. Skip, Randy Moss was at the time, he and T.O. were the two best players in football, were receivers in football. He said that he was obliterated. That's Randy Moss. And we're talking about a guy. He's a guy. He's a guy. He got to go. Because if you're telling me effort is not the issue, well, then it's personnel. And if it's personnel, guess what I can replace, Skip? Personnel. He gone. I can't have him talking like that in that locker room. On that play, Skip, so you mean to tell me on that play, that's the play you're going to choose and say, you know what? I'm cool on this one. That's the play. The one play, Skip, is 41-38 at that point in time. We get a stop. We got all the momentum. There's no question in my mind Dallas wins this game. If they get that ball back, they're going to win this game. And so he chose that play. They chose that play to say, you know what? We've been going hard for about 60 plays. So we good. We don't reach our quota for going hard. Skip, he got to go. I don't want that in my locker room. If I get it, I played 14 years. I like to think I was an okay player. And he's absolutely right. But there's an expectation that you play hard. For you to come out and say, nah, we ain't bad. 70 plays, nobody can't go hard on them plays. Skip, you can't go hard. I get it. Skip, if there's a situation, let's just say for the sake of argument, we're down 3 points. It's fourth down, and I loaf off. I choose to play that we're down 3 points, Skip. It's fourth down. I'm going to loaf on that play?
Yep.
Bruh, you're going to take the play, 41-38. You're down, and that's the play that you're going to say, you know what, I'm good. Nah, Skip, they're not winning with that. I keep telling you, Skip, let them talk. They'll tell you everything you need to know. No way and no how. I don't want that guy on my team. I'm good, Skip.
Yep. So the first point I wrote down right here on my little sheet was if Xavier Woods had made that statement under Jimmy Johnson, he would be gone right now, today.
Yes.
He would come in and his locker would be cleaned out.
Skip, unless you're a historically great player, which Randy was, if you make that statement, you're going to get fired.
Yep, I agree. If he had been playing for Tom Landry, I'm pretty sure he would have been demoted today. That's just the way it works.
Yes.
Because those teams, as I told you yesterday in detail for you, they were scared to death of the head coaches, Landry, and especially Jimmy.
Skip, let me tell you a true story. Mike Shanahan cut Michael Dean Perry, who had just came from the Pro Bowl because he didn't hustle off the field, and we got a 5-yard penalty that ended up giving Jacksonville got an opportunity to keep the ball, and we lost the game in the playoff. Mike Shanahan cut Michael Dean Perry.
Sometimes you have to cut somebody to make an example
Prove
and
a
send
point.
a message to the
Absolutely.
locker room. This is the way we're going to do business. I told you the classic Jimmy story yesterday. Last regular season game of, 1992. They're on their way to the first Super Bowl. Curvin Richards is just in mop-up duty as a backup running back in the fourth quarter. Fumbled. Jimmy cut him the next day. He's the backup running back. They went without a backup running back and swept right through the playoffs and blew out Buffalo in the Super Bowl, and the rest is history. He sent a message.
Yes.
This will not be tolerated. Yes. And again, since Jimmy, the Barry Switzer, they love Barry Switzer, was different. But after Switzer, no fear, no sense of urgency. Under Jerry, he's just like Granddaddy Jerry, and nobody has any fear of losing their job in that locker room. That's why Xavier Woods, he's a good kid. We had him on the show, as you remember, in the offseason. Enjoy him. The coaches love him. He's an overachiever, 6th-round pick out of Louisiana Tech. And they thought they could go forward with Xavier Woods at safety. And I kept telling you in the offseason, no, that's not going to work. I wish that had been Earl Thomas, because help me out here. And I know all the baggage, all the issues, all the problems with Earl Thomas, but help me out. On that play, the Odell Bend It Like Beckham play, Help me out. Would Earl Thomas have made a play on the ball? You better believe he would have. It's the way he's built. He was born to make plays like that. It would have been a 5-yard loss because he would have sniffed it and he would have jumped on it, and there's no way in the open field he would have let Odell deke him.
Skip, does he realize coaches judge and critique you harsher in losses than they do in wins?
Yep.
He says, because I can learn more about you in a loss than I ever could in a win. You see, when things are going well, everybody's going to be flying around.
Okay.
That's why I need to see what you're like in a loss, Skip. That's why guys say, oh, okay, we're down X amount of points. I'm going to see who still wants to play. I want to see who still loves the game. And you give me that, and then you had to, Skip, he said this out loud. Skip, I might think a lot of things throughout the course of the game, after the game. But to say that out loud, how could you expect me to play hard for the entirety of the game? You expect to get your whole check?
I wonder if he had a copy of the TV tape on which the commentator was one Daryl Moose Johnston, who used to block in open holes for Emmitt Smith.
Yes.
It was as high collision of fullback as you will ever know.
Correct.
You want to talk about effort? Every play, all heart, all soul, every ounce into every play. Daryl was the commentator, and as the replay is shown, you can hear him say, Xavier Woods, poor effort. Xavier just sort of overran the play and then gave a half-hearted arm swipe that whiffed on Odell.
Yeah, Skip.
Okay.
And like I said, and Thomas, the linebacker, 48, they're running out of bounds. Why, Skip? You do not assume somebody is going to run out of bounds. And that's why sometimes quarterbacks get hit. Like, you can't assume that the guy's going to slide because you see what happened with last Thursday night, the quarterback at the Jets, Skip. Darnold.
Yeah.
Remember, he scrambled and got 48 yards because everybody think he's going to go down and slide. Oh, he didn't slide. Guess what happened? They caught his butt the next time. They slammed him down. He's out of this week's game. I'm going to make Odell Beckham, he either going to run out of bounds or he going to go down.
So it looked like they quit on the play after the offense had just got him back in the game. If you had quit on a play at 41-14, the score was 41-14 early in the fourth quarter. If they had quit on a play that made it 48-14, you know, if then you'd say, oh, well, they just mailed it in. They're done for the day. This is the play of the game. This is the stop of the game, and I'm with you. I don't know for a fact, but I think Dallas would have won the game if they got the ball back.
Absolutely.
And remember, they scored with 3:42 left in the game. It wasn't like 48 seconds were left. You cut it to 3 with 3:42. You need your defense to at least try, right?
And considering that you've given up 37 points a game, so where is the effort? You say effort is not a problem. So Skip, it's a simple rule. If effort isn't the problem, that means talent is. I can replace talent. I mean, man, I don't understand for these guys, but like you said, there's no fear factor. We would play Kansas City, who was a heavy man, pressure team. We played the Raiders. Mike Shanahan would come into the meeting room, the offensive meeting room, because normally he'd say his big thing and he'd go up to his room. But when Cool was getting ready, Mike would come back in there. He'd say, guys, he'd look around, he'd 84, 80, 87. If you can't beat man coverage, you're selling cars, or you're coaching. Well, my coaching staff is filled, and John Elway isn't hiring. So you better beat man coverage. There's a fear that me, Rod, Ed, those guys, we had to beat that. There's no fear.
No fear.
For the Cowboys because they've been able to have a secret passage up to Jerry's office.
They do.
Jerry is the problem. It's not Mike McCarthy. It's never been Jason Garrett. It's Jerry Jones who's giving them carte blanche to say this. I would cut him.
And unfortunately, Jerry now has the safety net known as the NFC least. Because they can still say, we just got the Giants this week. We'll be right back in first place.
You know how bad the NFC East is? It's got Ron Rivera benching a quarterback only, and it's got 10 starts up on his belt.
You know why?
Because he believes he can win the division.
He said that. He admitted it publicly. He said, I know we got a shot in this division.
Let that sink in for a second.
So he wants to go to Kyle Allen because I think we had a better chance of stealing division with Kyle Allen. And by the way, they opened with a big win over the Eagles. Okay.
I mean, the guy, he said he need more reps. Well, the guy needs more reps, but you bench him. He had no OTAs, no minicamp, no preseason game. He needs more reps.
Yeah.
But we're going to send him to the bench. Okay. Not only do we send him to the bench, we put him third.
I agree. Last quick point about your Randy Moss point. I remain a Randy Moss fan.
Yes.
Look, if you're the wide out and you're split wide left and it's it's a toss right, sweep right, maybe you can say, okay, I'm just going to kind of fake it till I make it over here for a while. I get that. But on defense, it requires every ounce, every second, because you never know where the play is coming.
Right, and that was Skip. That's the thing that I tipped my hat to Rod Smith and then McCaffrey, because they couldn't take a break because they didn't know when TD was going to bend it back.
Well,
so
that's a whole nother issue.
Because if they bend that ball back and Mike Shanahan turned that film on and said that could have been
that's
80.
a whole nother issue. I got it.
But Skip, for him to say, Skip, he said this out loud. He said, you can't expect the guy to play hard the entirety of the game.
And it will come and it will go. Next, we got the Giants. They're 10-point favorites over the Giants. Way to go.
Thank you for watching. You can subscribe here to get the latest from the show, and be sure to check out more of the best clips from Undisputed, or go watch a few other segments from our other shows on FS1.